Hey, this is Colin Nathan Aleem, the real estate boy, and welcome to the Philadelphia and Upper Darby real estate market report for April of 2025. Okay. So, real estate works in arrears. So, even though right now is April 8th, we're going to be talking about the numbers of March. Okay. Because we're still in April. So, y'all didn't come here for me. Y'all came here to see these stats, but just to let you know who I am, again, my name is Colin Nathan Aleem. I'm the real estate boy, and I've been a real estate agent since like 2017. So I'm also a team leader here at Real Broker. So let's get into it. I've been born, raised in Philadelphia, and I just served the Philadelphia market and the surrounding counties. I used to be licensed in Jersey and Delaware. Now I have partners out there. Okay. So let's get into it. The reason why you came, the price of admission. Okay. So here we go. So again, we're talking about Philadelphia and Upper Darby, the real estate market. Okay. And here's a comprehensive analysis of the Philadelphia and Upper Darby real estate market as of April of 2025. So we'll actually be talking about, again, stats from last month. We'll be examining price trends, inventory levels, and the market competitiveness, both for single family properties and multifamily properties. All right, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is single family homes in Philadelphia. Okay. The median price is 260. And it's every year it just keeps going up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So year over year, from last March to this March, the median price has gone up 3 to 4%. And we've been seeing that ever since I've been in the business. The price has keep going up, 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 and up. So if you are looking to buy a home in Philadelphia, here's my advice. Here's my flat out advice. Do it now. Okay. Do it now, as these blighted properties get snatched up from people, because everybody's doing real estate now. Everybody's doing real estate. So you really want to snatch these properties up as soon as possible. I promise you, it's 2025. 2030, I wouldn't be surprised if this was 300,000. I would not be surprised at all. So if you are looking to buy a home in the Philadelphia area or the surrounding counties, my suggestion to you is do it ASAP Rocky. Okay. Now let's move on to active listings. Active listings are up 6% from 2024. So a little bit over 4,000. So what this means is that there's more homes on the market. There's more homes on the market, which is good for buyers, even though the price is inching up 3 to 4% from last year. There's more homes out there. So there's more homes out there than there was last year. Now 6%, you may, okay, that's nothing to shake a stick at, but it's just more homes than there was. All right. Um, the average home is on the market in Philadelphia 50 to 60 days before it sells. So what that means for sellers is that if you are putting your house on the market, which you see this price keep going up, it's a great time to sell. What this means is that it's a slower market for sellers than it was last year. Okay. Slower market. So if you do put your house on the market in Philadelphia, and of course, Philadelphia has many different pockets. So what your home would sell for in Fishtown might be a little bit different than in Frankfurt. Okay. That's just talking about in Philly in general, it's going to be looked to be 50 to 60. So like 2 months. Okay. Like 2 months. Now, for sellers, there are different strategies that you can use in order to sell it faster. Okay. And set up, go to www.joinkhaled.com and set up a Zoom meeting with me, and I'll definitely be happy to go over those strategies. So, just reporting the news here in Philadelphia in reference to single family homes. Um, they've been sitting on the market close to 2 months. Now, as far as the list sell to list ratio, and again, this has to do with sellers. What this is saying is that 98%. What this is saying is that most homes are selling for close to the listing price. Okay. They're selling close to the listing price. So listing price would be 100,000. So they're coming down a little bit, but 2% is not that much. Okay. So 29%, 21% of the sales that have been over asking price, over asking price. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Now we're going to talk about Philadelphia multifamily properties. I know I got a lot of people out there that want a house hack. Got a lot of people out there who want to live in one home, one unit, and then rent the other unit out to either cover totally their mortgage or part of it. Okay, which is a great strategy. I recommend for anybody if you're young, um, if you maybe haven't been married yet, uh, because they're smaller units. Okay, I'm not trying to discriminate against anybody, but uh, buying a multifamily property and living in one and renting the other out is awesome. So let's talk about it. All right. Price and inventory. So the median price for multifamily properties in Philadelphia is from 200 to 225. Again, that's the median. That's the median, not the average. It's the median. So what the median is you take the high, you take the low, and you take what's in the middle. Okay. What's in the middle is the median. All right. Limited. So let's see, up 3 to 5% over last year. All right. So if you're selling your multifamily property, you're going to get 3 to 5% more than you would have got last year. Okay. So this just tells us that the trend of the prices of housing in Philadelphia is going up, period. Okay. Limited supply, slightly improved inventory from 2023. So as of March of 2024, the inventory, there's a little bit more multifamily properties on the market, and that's good for buyers. As far as the market activity, properties sell in approximately 50 days. Sell to list ratio at 97 and 98%, with about 20% selling above asking price. So what this is saying here is if you are looking to sell your property in Philadelphia, and again, this is general. Philadelphia has everything from a blighted community to $1 million waterfront communities. If you are selling your property or you're interested in exploring to wanting to know what your property is worth, just contact me, www.sellwithkhaled.com. That's for you to book a Zoom appointment. Okay, my website is www.sellwithkhaled.com. But this right here, as far as the market activity, it's just letting you know that if you do put your house on the market, being a multifamily, the median in the Philadelphia area is for it to stay on the market for 50 days. All right. And the sell to list ratio is 97 to 98. So most homes, multifamily homes in Philadelphia that is put on the market, they're usually selling for what they're listed for, a little under what they're listed for. Okay. Investment appeals, steady price growth with mid-single digit increases. Investor activity has cooled slightly due to higher financing costs. Right, because back in the day, a year ago, year or two ago, 5 years ago, the interest rates were lower. So as the interest rates get lower, the investors are more active. Okay. It's getting harder to find deals out there, period. It's getting harder to find deals out there. You have to be super locked in. You have to know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, okay, proceed. If you don't, get a mentor, find somebody. Okay. Find somebody that knows what they're doing if you're looking to be in real estate investment. There are still deals out there. There are still deals out there. Okay. But the pool is a little slimmer. Okay. 4 or 5 years ago, buying a real estate property, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. Now it's not. You have to be very strategic. You got to know what you're doing. Okay. Full stop. You got to know what you're doing. So let's move on. Okay. So now let me just make sure that this is the right one. 1 second. Okay. It is. Okay. So now we're moving to Upper Darby single family homes. Now we're on Upper Darby single family homes. Now, if you don't know, you have Philadelphia, and Upper Darby is in Delaware County. Delaware County is the county to the west of Philadelphia. So if Philadelphia is here, and here's the east, and here's the west, Delaware County is right here. And in Delaware County, one of the biggest cities in Delaware County is Upper Darby. All right. So, in reference to Upper Darby, I've been seeing a lot of people move to Upper Darby. Okay. Why? Because it's a nice area. The houses are a little bit older, but you get more land out in Upper Darby. It's the suburbs. It's the suburbs. It's the suburb. It's a suburban city right outside of Philadelphia. From Upper Darby, I mean, Philadelphia is a rock throw away. And so there's a lot of people coming to Upper Darby because of the location. It's real estate, location, location, location. So let's take a look at the state of Upper Darby. So, in reference to the single family housing market, they have seen a significant price growth. Okay. The median price is 250 to 260. That's up 15 to 20% year over year. 20% the prices. And I own properties. I own a property in Delaware County, in Upper Darby, and I've seen this price jump. Back in the day, you can get Upper Darby homes for like 60, 70,000 now. If you find one for like 150, it's probably a fixer upper. They have definitely seen a stiff after COVID. After COVID, there was a shot in the arm in the Upper Darby prices. So the a growth in Upper Darby is strong. Okay, now let's talk about the inventory. Only about 189 homes for sale. So that makes for a strong seller's market. So if you're looking to sell your home in Upper Darby, now's the time. Now is definitely the time if you're looking to sell your property in Upper Darby. You have lines. I just sold the property in Upper Darby a few weeks ago, and it went for over asking. It went for over asking, and we weren't doing any showings. The showings were just on the weekends because the gentleman was a little bit older. So the showings were just on the weekends, almost like only open houses. And it sold quickly for over asking. And it wasn't renovated. He took care of it. He took good care of it, but it wasn't renovated. It wasn't remodeled. You'll see more remodeled homes in Philadelphia than you do in the county. But in any case, there's not a lot of inventory in Upper Darby. There's not a lot of people moving. So again, it's a strong, strong seller's market in Upper Darby. Homes are also moving fast. Homes selling in about 30 days or less. Now, again, it's 30 days in Philly. It was what? Double that. It was double that. Homes are sitting up to 60 days. The median is 60 days. In Upper Darby, it's only 30 days. All right. And in reference to competitiveness, move this up. 38% of homes sell above list price with multiple offers or comments. So close to 40%. Close to 40% of homes get above asking price and have multiple offers. So if you are looking to sell your home in Upper Darby, now is the time. Contact me. We'll set a awesome strategy to get your home sold. Okay. So now let's go and talk about Upper Darby's. Let's talk about Upper Darby's multifamily market. 1 second here. Yeah, sometimes I got to do that. Okay. So Upper Darby multifamily market price point. Median price is 180 to 200, showing a 5 to 10% year over year growth. In February 2025, the median was 195. So there are not as many duplexes in Upper Darby as there are in Philadelphia. So this is why you're seeing that. Also, A major difference from Upper Darby and Philadelphia is the taxes. That's one thing that you got to take into consideration, because when you have your taxes, when you add in property taxes, if you're in Philadelphia, let's just say for argument's sake that your purchasing power is 200,000. So you've got pre-approved and they say, okay, 200,000 is your price point. If you go to Upper Darby, now your price point might lower to 150, for an example. Why? Because when they're doing your loan, they're allocating a certain amount of your monthly income to the loan. So if you can spend maybe like $1,500, maybe it's $1,500 that you have that you can spend on housing, and they back that number up to come up with a purchase price. So maybe $200 of that is going to go to taxes when you're talking about Philadelphia. So if 200 goes to taxes, that's $1,300 that you have to spend on the actual mortgage and interest. So if you move that house to Upper Darby, now your taxes might be $500. So now your taxes is $500. You only have $10,000. Not $10,000. $500. You only have $1,000 to put towards your housing. So that's why the purchase price comes down. So don't look at these as apples and apples. They're really apples and oranges. They're really apples and oranges, because you look at the median price here and say, oh, well, the median price is different than Philadelphia. It is, but there's a reason why. And the reason why is because of the taxes. So it's really apples and oranges. Okay. So moving on, the market speed. Properties typically sell within 30 to 45 days. 53% of all homes sold within 30 days in February. So homes are flying off the shelves. They're flying off the shelves. Now you'll look at this and say, oh, well, 30 days, 40, 45 days, that's not a long time. Well, if you look at the full spectrum of the market, because there's going to be some that people overpriced that have been on the market for 100 days or 100, 200 days or 300 days. So that's going to stretch it out a little bit. But again, when you're comparing Philadelphia to Upper Darby, it's really apples and oranges. Investor activity, highly competitive with sell to list ratio, nearly 99%. About 33% of sales were over asking. So again, the multifamily market, you have more multifamily properties in Philadelphia than you have in Upper Darby. So when they come up, they are prized possessions. So you can see with this list sale to list ratio, this means 99, nearly 99%, nearly all of the homes, whatever they were put on the market for, they sold for. This is what this means. Whatever they put, how much they put it on the market for is what it sold for. And 33%, one third of these houses went for over asking. Okay. Let's move on. All right. So Philadelphia versus Upper Darby. What are the key differences? Okay. Number one is market speed. That's my phone. Don't worry about that. Um, First is market speed. All right. Upper Darby homes sell significantly faster. So if you are in the market to sell your home in Upper Darby, and maybe you got a home in Upper Darby and Philadelphia, your home in Upper Darby is going to sell faster. All things being level, it's going to sell faster. Okay. Now the price grows. The price growth. Upper Darby showing much stronger appreciation. You got 15 to 20% versus 3 to 4% in Philadelphia. You got a lot of people from Philadelphia moving out to Upper Darby. You also have a strong influx of people from New York coming to Upper Darby also. That's one of the things that's driving the price up. Affordability. Philadelphia remains more affordable despite Upper Darby's rapid growth. So if you're looking at affordability, Philadelphia is going to be more affordable than its suburban counterpart. And this is the situation in most places. In most places, the city is cheaper than the suburbs. Well, it's the same thing here with Philadelphia and Upper Darby. Okay. As far as competition level, Upper Darby is more competitive with higher percentage of homes selling above listing. Upper Darby is more competitive. Upper Darby is more competitive because they don't have a lot of homes. There's not a lot of homes for sale out there. And even though prices have shot up, you have a lot of people from Philadelphia going out to Upper Darby, but you have a lot of people from New York coming from Upper Darby also. Okay. Um, so I mean, prices are shooting up. Upper Darby has been on fire for years now. In reference to real estate, Upper Darby has been on fire for years. Okay. All right, let's move on. So let's compare a single family versus multifamily investments. All right. So this is for my investment folks. So Philadelphia single family, moderate growth, 3 to 4%. Someone competitive with 21% selling above asking. So 21% of the homes in Philadelphia are selling over asking, and the growth is moderate. Okay, the growth is super moderate. Now, if we look at Upper Darby, they have a strong growth, took 20% growth. Okay, 20, almost a quarter growth. Okay. Very competitive with 38% selling over asking. So we're Philadelphia. And again, Philadelphia is huge. You can fit a ton of Upper Darbies in Philadelphia. Okay. So if you want to look at a particular section, just DM me or email me or call me. My phone number is 267-930-1249, and we can look at a specific section. Okay. But as far as investments go, oh, excuse me, not as far as investment goes, as far as single family homes go, if you just want to buy, okay, you want to buy a home, the growth in Philadelphia is moderate. The growth in Upper Darby right now is exploding. And Philadelphia is competitive with 21% of the homes on sale going over asking. Again, Upper Darby is very competitive. We're close to 40% are over asking as far as the offers. Now, as far as multifamily goes, Philadelphia, there's a steady growth, 3 to 5%, and Upper Darby is 5 to 10%. So there is growth there. In reference to Philadelphia, attractive cap rates for income investors. In reference to Upper Darby, high investor demand with 33% selling over asking. So there is now, personally, where do I see the growth at? This is the way I see it. Long term, if you're looking out long term, I'm talking about 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. My personal recommendation is I'm probably thinking Philadelphia may be a better play. Okay. Just because the homes are a little bit lower. You still have places that you can get in on the ground floor where they haven't been gentrified yet. Okay, where they haven't been gentrified yet. So you do have still have those places in Philadelphia. Now they come with a certain amount of risk. Okay, they come with a certain amount of risk. I think Upper Darby is more stable. Okay, is more stable, and some might say you may get a different type of tenant than a Philadelphia tenant. Okay, not saying that Philadelphia tenants are bad. You just may get a different type of tenant in Philadelphia than you do in Upper Darby. But let me make a disclaimer: there's good and bad tenants in both places. There's good and bad tenants in both places. Okay, you need to do your due diligence. Okay, you need to do your due diligence. Now let's, and this is, I kind of jumped the gun here, but the market outlook and recommendations, best investment opportunity, Upper Darby single family shows the strongest growth potential. So if you're just looking to buy a home, okay, if you're looking to buy a home to live in, that's different. As far as investments go, okay, then if we're looking, because on the last slide I was comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So I was comparing Philadelphia's single family to Upper Darby single family, and Philadelphia's Philadelphia's multifamily to Upper Darby's multifamily. Okay. So, but overall, if we're looking at the growth potential, then Upper Darby single family shows great, great growth potential. Now, as far as the best cash flow potential, because you have the investment doesn't just have to be cash flow. It doesn't just have to be cash flow. It can be appreciation also. It can be appreciation also. The best cash flow is the Philadelphia multifamily properties. They offer attractive cap rates, and that's what I said during the last screen. Is that Philadelphia, as far as cash flow, you can get in lower and then charge a certain amount. And also with Upper Darby, in reference to cash flow, the in reference to cash flow, the sorry about that, that was my phone. In reference to cash flow, the taxes may will eat up a lot of the profit. Okay. Buyer strategy: act quickly with strong offers in Upper Darby's competitive market. So if you are looking to buy in Upper Darby, I would definitely have a buyer's consultation with myself and get you ready to buy, because you need to be ready to go. You need to be locked and loaded and ready to go. Seller timing: ideal selling conditions with limited inventory across both markets. So both markets, in reference to sellers, it's a great time. It's a really great time in Upper Darby. It's a really great time in Upper Darby. If you have a home in Upper Darby or most of Delaware County, it's a really great time to sell. In Philadelphia, it's also a good time to sell, as you see the home prices steadily going up. Okay. All right, guys, this is Colin Nathan Alim again, the real estate boy. If you want to call me again, my phone number is 267-930-1249. If you want to email me, you can email me at Khalid, Khalid, at real estate board, BUL, just one L.com. You could also catch up with me at my website, www.sellwithkhalid.com. So I'll be doing this every week. If you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, I got you. All right, guys. Until the next time. See you later.